All right. So live broadcast. It should be live, but it's not. Not here anyways. Okay. And it's still not showing up here. Okay. Harry back in here. All right. I don't think anybody else is in here, and hopefully you guys can hear me. Y'all hear me? Give me a one if you can hear me. Hoping I got everything sorted out with the technicals. I'm not very good at technical difficulties. I decided to do this because maybe it's the camera that's Hey Lenny. Oh, cool. You can hear me? Thank God. Cool. Well, man, Barry, feel free to jump in whenever you want to. Can everybody hear me? Vamp, can you hear me? Okay, cool. Good. Awesome. Yeah, to delete, I got rid of. It was a program that I didn't need anymore. It was blocking my internet. Night. Isn't you guys know about those blockers, right? Those child protect blockers or whatever. Use them on there for good it need because I had too many. one really.
You hear me?
Yes, perfectly clear.
Sorry, I did cough me.
See, the reason I wanted you in here is because nobody's had you because
Yeah.
you the first time you with the mic, and
Yeah.
I'm doing something on the like next monster next to Aspergers,
Yeah.
but I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna tell you guys about the Aspergers thing, and then we can get on to the Logness monsters. Okay?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but it's the first time it's happened to me, so it makes me mad that it happened to me, but I'll get over it. I told you about, didn't tell you guys didn't hear me, so. Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Ken has given me an idea about Ape Canyon.
Mm.
It's that until tomorrow though, because that is gonna be, oh man, that's gonna be, oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was good. It is good. It is good.
Yeah.
Ken's full of plenty of good ideas. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm gonna get down to Aspergers. That way, it will help you guys know a little bit more about me and about other people with it. All right, can y'all hear me in the chat? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, can y'all hear me in the chat? Okay. That's good to hear, Lenny. You're good, Ben. I mean, Barry, you're good.
Yeah.
All right.
For hear me
Okay.
couple times. Sorry.
Yeah. It's cool. Limit. Okay, here's one of them. It's limit appropriate social interaction to associate with many people. Robotic or repetitive speech. We say one thing constantly. Sometimes it happens. Challenges
Yep.
with nonverbal communication, gestures, and facial expressions, with a couple of
Mm-hmm.
average or to above average vocabulary skill. Tendency to discuss self
Yeah.
rather than others. Inability
Mm.
to understand social emotional issues or non-literal phrases. Lack of eye contact or reciprocal conversation. Obsessed with specific, often unusual topics. One-sided conversation. Awkward movements and or mannerisms. And basically, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you who thought it up. Australian. It was 1944. An Australian pediatrician named Hans Asperger, the guy that's named after, described four young patients with similar social difficulties. Although their intelligence appeared normal, the children lacked nonverbal communication skills, failed to demonstrate empathy with other peers. Their manners of speech was often disjointed or overly formal, and others all that absorbing interest in narrow topics, then dominating conversations. The children also shared tendency to be clumsy. That's the first kids. Four kids were first diagnosed with Asperger's because
Mm.
of what he observed. Yeah, delete the link. Gotcha, Vant. Yeah, she
Interesting
wants
indeed.
me. Yeah, how do you delete?
Sorry.
Let's go.
Mm.
There it is. It has been deleted.
Mm. All right.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that, Lenny. It might do that. Describe some people you might know. It might describe a lot of people that we all know. But yeah, and antisocial behavior could mean that you have Asperger's, but not everybody has more than
Mm.
one aspect of it. But it is very rare that people have more than one. Anybody want to ask any questions on the subject before we move on to for
Interesting
me
indeed.
and Barry here? Move on, which is
All
gonna
right.
blow Vamp out of the water because it's kind of interesting. You got any Barry? Any questions?
Bye.
The Lenny or Vamp? You have guys have any questions? Yeah, Lenny. Yeah. Welcome back, Russell. Sorry you missed the Asperger thing. But anybody have any questions on Asperger's? I can try and answer them for you guys. I'm trying to do this cordially. I'll give them a few minutes while they're talking. What do you know about the out and share the stream? Yeah, please do. Please do share the stream if you can. If you got a social media of any type. But I'm gonna get down to it, Barry. What do you know about the Loch Ness monster?
No, not much. Yeah. I think
Not
I read
much.
somewhere that I think the Loch Ness Monster. At least I think some people say the Loch Ness Monster is some sort of entity, or rather than a cryptid. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
But, but,
I know Vamp has some know wants to know. I did some a couple of days ago, actually about a week or two ago for her the Ogo Pogo. You know anything about that?
no.
No.
No. Sorry.
No, Lenny. We don't get more depressed than anybody else. We just seem like we do, from my understanding. But there are some people on a lower functioning scale of it kind of do.
Mm.
But on the Asperger's scale, no, we may look like it, but we're not more prone. We don't go more depressed unless you take the medicine that they have that allows you to, I guess you could say, be normal. Yeah, it would have been nice with Lenny on there. Lenny would have been pretty cool on there on the like. Did I answer your question, Lenny? I'm hoping it did. Did you see what Russell said? Big body of water.
Mm. Yeah.
Blunt. Yeah, it does. The medication does turn you into a zombie. It does turn you into a zombie. If you got Asperger's, they get this medication that you can take that makes you act normal, but it will turn you into a zombie completely. I mean, you'll be like a normal person to everybody else, but you will be zombified. And then when you get out of it, and to answer your question, Lenny, like I said, the only way you uh get depressed is if you take that medicine. You get the immediate down slope of it, and it gives you depression. I don't know what the name of the medicine. I took it for about a day, and I didn't want it no more because it didn't make me feel. Worst part of Asperger's, Lenny, is that we have the ability to look at people in different ways. And say I didn't know you very well, shot by a car. I mean, shot by somebody, and I just talked to you for a few minutes. Everybody else would be all, "Whoa, you came pretty strong there, Glenny." Um, well, the worst part about it is that besides short-term memory being bad, our emotion towards other people are completely different. We feel love differently than most people. We can get overly attached to people we barely know, but panicking doesn't read in our vocabulary. We panic. And that's the thing is that our social awareness is very low. Besides the short-term memory thing, I remember you're gonna find this funny, Barry.
Mm.
Um, at times I can leave. I left my ring where every day on a counter. I mean, left my ring on my sink in my bathroom. Went without it all day. Didn't even know that it wasn't even on my finger, and then I forgot where it was completely. Hey, Red. So I would say the short-term memory loss is the worst part about it, and the social anxiety. Those two are the major
Mm.
things. Oh yeah, social anxiety. We can like how most people they will walk into a room and they'll sit next to say they like this girl or a woman or whatever, like you would do at a club or whatever, bar or whatever.
Mm.
You walk over to this
Mm.
person and you're hitting on her immediately. People with Asperger's, we don't have that ability to read people's emotions, facial expressions very well. To and say, "Hey, girl, you're hot," and stuff like that. Something a normal person wouldn't. Or in my case, I get the occasion to where I'll just walk up to the girl and just say, "Hey, my name's Evan. What's going on?"
Uh,
Yeah, they do. They do, Russell. They do try to put labels on everybody. But, I mean, like Barry, me and Barry here, we're Native American, right, Barry?
yeah.
But they'll label him as Canadian. They'll label me as a when we're in North America. You know, as like we get labeled by the country or by our skin color. I'll say, hey, I'm Native. I got Native American blood in me. I'm a Native American, and I can prove it.
Mm.
And they'll look at me and say, no, you're as white as all day outdoors. And they'll look at Barry and they'll immediately know that he's a Mexican, or they'll immediately go to Mexican, immediately go to Mexican because of skin color.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm. Yeah.
It's my understanding that obsess. Yes, we do. We do obsess. My obsession, one of them, my pet peeves is that I got to go shopping the third of every month. Um, or yeah, I got to draw on a Monday. It's a set schedule constantly. It's got to be a schedule. And yeah, we do. I'm obsessed with those. You guys saw those Marilyn Monroe and stuff like that. It had to be perfectly lined up. It had to be. If it wasn't squared, I would be spending all day nailing holes in my wall.
Mm.
Sexual
It's funny.
harassment. But yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
it does. Lenny's going all out tonight.
Yeah.
You
Sorry
can
to echo
sexually
Lenny.
harass me anytime, and Brad can too. You as well, fam. But yeah, it's all about a schedule. You got to have a set schedule on Asperger's.
Mm.
Because if you don't, you break from the set schedule, and we get pissed off. I mean, you talk about anger. I'm going to tell
Mm.
you this. This is something I'm going to let you guys know. Thank you, Russell. Um,
Mm. I think it
Ashley.
probably. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you were first. Go ahead.
Sorry. I think it might be labeled as a albino Indian. Well, since you don't look that much Indianish. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Well, it's Cherokee. Cherokee. Oh, I got the entire list. Lakaya. Lakaya would know exactly.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, Asperger is pretty much your life's a schedule. I'll tell you this, my girlfriend loves peanut butter. This will not be going on my Facebook, by the way. I don't need this getting out to her grandma. That I told this story. So, um, she loves a certain type of peanut butter. It has to be creamy and smooth, and it has to be Peter Pan. Her brother bought her the wrong type of peanut butter. She threw the peanut butter jar at him, and it shattered all over the floor because it was the wrong type. It wouldn't. It was smooth, but it wasn't Peter Pan.
mm,
See,
yeah,
some
that's
people,
one.
some of us are very obsessive about what we eat, and I am too. I gotta have this a certain way. I gotta have that a certain way. It's just bed in the morning and my bed's not made. I get pissed. So I gotta make my bed as soon as I get up.
Nah, I see.
Yeah, Asperger's is a big thing. Asperger's and Asperger's is not a big thing. But I'm sorry, my speech. Slow down.
Yeah, don't worry.
Asperger's syndrome is all about mostly obsessive compulsive disorders.
Right.
She eats bacon and peanut butter, and I'll eat chicken. I could eat chicken all day long.
I see. I'm
But
not too picky. Sorry.
I'm kind of picky in a way to how I buy my food. It's also obsessive disorder too, obsessive part of it too. It's got to be breast, wings. It can't be, and I'll vary that. It don't vary too much from that. And I gotta buy two. I gotta buy two. It can't be one. It's gotta be two. So I'll buy one wing, one breast, or two breasts, or two wings. Meds wouldn't help. Yeah, basically, you're right, Russell. Most of my life's a basically a big addiction to obsessive disorder, and everybody with Asperger's has at least one. Me, mine's probably numerous. It's always about timing, the days of the week. I have to have my calendar set up with X's whenever I change my pants. It has to be 3 days a week. I get pissed off if it's any more or any less. So it's very more complicated than it looks. It's hard to have what I have. It's not easy. I wanted to put that out there in my how living a person living with Asperger's in a 3 day video. Morning, noon, and night. I did it that way purposely because I couldn't fit it. I didn't want to make an hour-long video. Notice the last one was the longest. But any more questions before we move on? Because I really want to get to this. I really want to shock all you guys
Yeah.
as much as
Anyways,
possible.
yeah.
Huh?
Anyway, anyways, sorry about that. I
Mm,
tend to be like I tend to. I think I'm like a good when it comes to eating stuff.
yeah.
Like uh, no matter what kind of food I eat, I'll just eat it.
Mhm. I gotta eat a certain time of day.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm like a
I get
goat.
a goat. About this spider.
I end up eating a
Go ahead.
sorry. I might end up eating a stick of dynamite by accident.
Oh me. Okay, let's get to the Loch Ness monster, guys.
Right?
Oh, you may have kids got me over obsessive now. Stuff can be. All right, guys. Here we go. This comes from
Right.
Coast to Coast and Ortega Research by John Lewis. The full report is hunt for the Loch Ness monster is on again. This time, the University of Ortega scientist Neil Glim, anatomy department, had Professor Neil Glim hopes to look for traces of unusual DNA which could belong to Nessie. By gathering water samples from the Scottish loch, you know, before analyzing using the latest DNA testing techniques. He said a large organism lost cells have they've moved through their environment. Now, genomic technology was sensitive enough to pick up its and database that spanned the majority of the known living things that could be using for comparison. He would look for something unique and unusual, lingering separate from all known species. We're looking for odd one, basically, is what he said. Is anything like this that looks different from everything else? Professor Glim said, if unknown DNA was found, it would be up open conversation. But we found nothing particular species about Loch Ness. I don't think that it's going to stop people from believing in the monster. He says himself, I'm a skeptic, but I'm not adverse for the idea of being proven wrong. Professor Glim said it was just a proposal for at this stage, and he had not yet applied for funding for the project. It started out an idea that a voice on Twitter with someone, a colleague, and it's been up and seems to be growing some legitimate legs. He hoped the funding could be found and conducting the project with next 12 months. The internet has spread quickly in Scotland, where Daily Mail newspaper has quoted local research expressions. Basically, there's a few other scientists that want to go along with it, and they think that maybe they could get to the bottom of it, of the Loch Ness monster. So it's
Mm.
strange that they want to scan, they want to do something that maybe a researcher might should have done to begin with, and that's basically get water out of the thing. DNA is okay with it. Like, oh, is this an unknown species? But what gets me though, Bear, is what happens if they pull out DNA and it turns out it's an unknown DNA, but it turns out to be an ancient fish? What do you think about that? I mean, a
Good.
fish that's been dead. What do you think? Been dead, we think dead for 1,000 years. What do you think about that? I
That's a
mean,
good question.
it could possibly happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, okay.
Go ahead.
You,
Sorry.
you talk for it. Go ahead.
All right. Sorry. I think my both my uncle and my father mentioned something about that. Uh, what was it? That cryptid. It says they say they can only exist in a large body of water. You may remember.
Yeah, they only can be in water. The
Yeah, on
thing
large body of
is
water.
yeah, large body of water. The thing is that a few people think it might have been a dinosaur. One of those
Hmm.
underwater dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I mean, which could be possible because I mean, if you look at it, it could be like a not a dinosaur, but an evolved version. Like if you take the crocodile for
Yeah.
for instance, the crocodile's been around for 1,000 years. They even found fossils.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. It would be nice if they could prove it, like you said, Lenny, prove it either way, if it's real or not.
Yeah.
But that's not just up for debate. Like it said, they need funding, and I'm not sure if they're going to get it. It would be nice to see that on a TV show, History Channel, or something. Like I said, I mean, it would be interesting because I mean, if you remember the coelacanth, water
Hmm.
horse was real. The water horse. Yeah, that would be funny if it was real. But I mean, the coelacanth. I mean, they thought that thing was dead for 1,000 years. There's fossil records of it and all that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they found it. It's supposed to
Mm.
be extinct. And if you think about it, I mean, who's to say the Loch Ness monster could be real, but an evolved version of one of the dinosaurs? I mean, what do you think
Yeah.
about that?
What was it? It's possible.
Yeah, you're right. It is possible. It would be interesting as well. I
Yeah.
mean, what do you people? What is Rad? What Rad? I'm gonna call you out on this. What do you think about that?
Mm.
I guess she's
Okay, let me
not.
think. Sorry.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I brought you in here to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
who's
think
to say? Go ahead.
it's possible that. Yeah, sorry. It's possible that creature could be dangerous. That
It could be dangerous.
yeah.
I mean, but then again, I mean, an alligator is dangerous. We got those in the news.
Yeah.
I mean, we got. But I mean, I'm not saying about capturing it, just proving that it's real. And like Lenny
Mm.
said, I mean, the water horse. I mean, the tell you the truth, Lenny. That's what the seahorse they thought was the water horse at one time. So they are real. It's just that they're seahorses. I think.
Mm.
Yeah. But I was been looking up so much stuff. I mean, to prepare for this because I really want to put that out there about what if they do that DNA? They do find unknown DNA. That's
Mm.
native, not native to that region. I mean, if you look
Mm-hmm.
at it, there's been so many things that have been released out in the wild that we don't know about. I mean, that we know about. I mean, come on, you got to think. There's things here in the U.S. that didn't originally belong here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Wicked One. You are so right. Wicked One said, best thing about this topic is nothing's impossible. Everything is possible until a reason will prove it. Like I said, on DNA, but they need the spider squash, spider squash. Really, Liddy? Are you gonna bring up the spider squash? Something I have no idea about, nothing about. That's more vault side, vault
Or swamps.
or swamp, yeah, or even DDoS. Shout outs to all three of those, three of
Yeah.
the all of them. I mean, we know we ain't gonna find nothing about DW. You know he ain't gonna go in the woods. But no, DDoS now. You guys already check out his channel. For those who watch and don't look at these people, I'm talking about Bigfoot Dogman Research Project. Check him out.
Mm.
Vault, definitely Vault of Nightmares. Please, if you guys aren't already subscribed to him or you guys don't know him, go check him out too. He's got stuff. Chaos Theory. I mean, he would be pretty interesting. You guys should check him out as well. He's got some good stuff. If you guys hadn't already subscribed to him. If you guys know, if I got more than a few viewers, which I probably do, yeah, I got 7 people, so I guess they already know about the people then.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking.
get back. Go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was, I was thinking about one thing. It's possible
Yeah.
that the government, those laboratories, they'll probably try to make those what do you call those genetic manipulations.
Yeah.
You know, those DNA manipulations. Their own version of the nessy,
Oh
something
yeah.
like that,
You think they could do that? I mean, you think they get the DNA of Nessie and they could like clone it or something, right?
or make their own version by
Or their
using
own version of it. I mean,
genetic
that could be
manipulation.
possible. That could be
Yeah,
possible. I mean, knowing the U.S. government,
uh,
they'd probably jump at the chance doing something like that.
yeah,
I mean, there's so many conspiracies about the U.S. government. Something funny.
yeah. They probably want to base on what's it called on a
Yeah.
dolphin. Dolphins are based and add genetic material to that creature.
I mean,
Oh,
there was some speculation. If you guys want to talk about it, there was speculation that Dogman was a genetic creation.
yeah.
And I looked it up,
Uh,
and the Native Americans, the ones in the U.S., they called it lone wolf. I think it was something wolf, upright
yeah.
standing wolf, standing wolf. They called it a standing wolf here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So it dates
Yeah.
back to the records, 1800s with the Native American before then too. But that's what they called it. I looked it up when not for Vault, and I remember that.
Yeah.
So there's no possible way they could be genetic engineered. Now Nessie, on the other hand, I mean, that's been sightings. It has been around a good long time. Thing is, if there's been
Mm-hmm.
sightings of it not being true, I doubt that. I doubt that, Lenny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he just gets me is that I mean, yeah, they found photos of it. They also supposedly found the sculpture that of it of the head. You remember? You've seen that one that everybody's seen, right? That picture of him.
Yeah.
You think is demonic, Dogman?
It's possible.
Could be, could not be. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say yes on that one. That's more of a question for Vault. But you
Yeah.
get a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Cool, Russell. Be safe, man. But I mean, what do you think? I mean, what do you think about Nessie? I mean, you think it's real?
It's possible. I think it's possible. Possible. It's. Oh crap! I can't remember. Trying to think of a word. Yeah, it's a couple of brain farts. Sorry. Okay. It's
That's cool.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. But
I am so.
not
Hey, go ahead.
if it's natural or genetic engineered.
Yeah, I don't think Loch Ness monster will be genetically engineered.
Yeah.
No, but no, if I'm reading Wicked One's comic come right, as big and powerful as Bigfoot or Dogman are, if the government's created an army using them, no enemy army would stand against. That's true. That
Actually,
is
if
true,
they did
Russ.
that,
That is true.
if they
I
did that,
think they
oh,
did. Go
they would
ahead.
dominate the they would dominate
They would
the
dominate
enemy
the world.
enemy country, run the whole show.
Yeah, they would. But the thing about it is that I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Mike told me that there is a facility,
Mm-hmm.
that's a zoo
Mm-hmm.
that's here in the U.S. It's an Air Force base. The U.S. government supposedly puts their created DNA spliced creatures or whatever you want to call it
Yeah.
there. That's where they put it. That's what Ken told me.
Oh, really?
Shout out to yeah. I don't know if that's real or not. I mean, we're here to we can talk about anything you guys want to. I mean, I got the two subjects out of the way, so it's an open panel basically.
I wouldn't be surprised
So
if
you
they
guys
did.
want to talk? Huh?
I wouldn't be surprised if
Go
they did
ahead.
that. Eh?
I
You
don't
know,
know.
it's possible how so just the government can go there. They can use
Oh, you yeah.
for genetic
It would be
manipulations.
interesting.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
They'll probably
if they would go ahead.
all right. They I wouldn't be surprised if the U.S. government or any other government would use people as genetic experiments, like space DNA and them.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, all these cryptids that we keep seeing, we keep
Mm-hmm.
noticing, not just Bigfoot, but alligator man or whatever. I heard
Mm-hmm.
one. I mean, that to me, it sounds like that sounds like a Batman villain, but that was
Yeah,
kill. That would be Killer Croc, though, if you know about him. Um, I mean, that could be
mm-hmm.
gene slicing.
Yeah,
And you're right, Lenny. There are plenty of things in deep that have yet not discovered. We know more about space than we do our own ocean or our own lakes or riverbeds. Believe it or not. Kind of weird, huh? How
indeed.
we Yeah, they should. We should put on the genetic engineering. Like, I mean, come on, I mean, with the Ogden's genetic makeup
Yeah,
to where he can regenerate himself. I mean, you
yeah,
imagine if a human actually got that DNA, or they were able to reproduce it for the a human, like someone with cancer or something like that, like missing a limb, and
yeah.
they could regenerate their arm. But that would go into like okay, if you want something like that, it's DNA. But if I remember correctly, um, they tried that in Spider-Man. Remember Spider-Man, Lizard Man, and he turned into the lizard. I mean, what would be stopping that person from turning into that creature?
I don't
Because
know.
it had that DNA. I mean, the DNA could become the dominant, could dominate the person's DNA and take over.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Plus, it has some military applications.
Yeah, it would have military applications. But I'm thinking more like Lenny said, we have enough monsters. Why don't we just put it to good use, medical wise? Why put it
Yeah.
all into war? I mean, we have enough of that. Because I mean, bam, we catch a dog man, we turn a human into a hybrid. Man, send over 3 or 4 overseas, because that's really all you would need.
Mm-hmm.
Attack a big city or whatever. I mean, who's to say they won't capture one of them and do the same thing we did, just reverse engineer it?
Yeah.
I mean, why not do practical purposes with this that we learn
Yeah.
from these cryptids or whatever that they have over in the zoo? Have a good point, Lenny. We do have enough war. We have enough people creating war. Why not just productive with it? You're right. I'm thinking medical reasons, medical purposes, maybe that would be great.
Yeah.
Medical practices and such. But I mean, what do you think, Barry?
Hey, it'll work. Yeah. It depends.
Okay, you be safe. Be safe, Rad.
Sweet dreams, right?
Go ahead. Sorry for cutting you in.
It's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised how how they will be used. For example,
Yeah,
three
go
dogmen
ahead.
can wreak, three dogmen can wreak havoc in the city.
Exactly. And we don't need something like that.
Yeah.
Why not just put the DNA or whatever to good use and have it where it would heal people? Or, yeah, we know it can give someone incredible strength,
Mm-hmm.
but why worry about strength? I'd be worried about more like the healing factor, the
It's
healing
possible.
ability. That would be, I mean, you imagine a
Mm-hmm.
person who has cancer, they inject some of that blood in there
Yeah.
and it kills the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Or say a person's missing an arm, like I said,
Yeah.
there and that arm regrows itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are, Lenny. We are close to the end times. Trust me, we are. But I'm not going to be doomsayer. So
Kind
yeah,
of.
there are people playing God as well. I mean, good night, Rad. But yeah, that brings up an interesting question. I mean, we have genetically engineered children now.
Yeah. Design your babies.
They got it to where, oh, I want my kid to have blue eyes. Well, your kid can have blue
Yeah.
eyes. Or I want my kid to have brown hair. Oh, we can change your kid can have brown hair. It costs a heck of a lot. But if I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly, there was this movie that actually
Called Gary
create,
Connor.
huh?
I think it's called Gary Connor. I could be wrong.
Probably. I'd have to look it up later. But you're probably right.
Mm.
But perfect child.
Yeah.
And he had a brother who was just normal like your eye.
Yeah.
And think about it though, is
Mm-hmm.
that the normal brother
Mm-hmm.
and he beat all expectations
Yeah.
and he couldn't make it into at the Olympics or whatever
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't have the perfect DNA.
Yeah.
So he used the urine from another man who did have the perfect DNA, who was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we're that close to that happening. And it's a bit agitating to be honest. I mean, the kid was perfect the way he was.
Yeah.
I want to see if anybody's got any questions on this subject.
Hmm. Any
Anybody out
questions?
there have any questions?
Well,
Yeah,
I think I read.
yeah.
I think
Go
I
ahead.
read somewhere about. I'm sorry. I think I read somewhere about that GMO foods can alter your DNA, something like that. Last time I
I
read
don't.
somewhere, I think I read somewhere that those are those little microchips in your skin.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
they
where
call them?
you could it has your medical records and everything on it.
Yeah. I think I
And
heard some people.
believe it or not,
I think I
go
heard
ahead.
some people say that that those white guys in the laboratory
Yeah,
they're working on changing your DNA. We have the chip.
yeah. The thing about that though, Barry, is that if you look in the Bible,
Hmm?
it talks about the mark of the beast,
Mm-hmm.
and it
I
said
think
will
the
be
mark of the
either
beast.
be it will either be
Go
on the
ahead.
back of your neck or the palm of your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the two places they can plant this.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more. I
Nice.
think it's a combination. I think it's a combination that the mark of the beast. I think it's a combination of both. That like a mark and that what's it called, that tattoo thing with a chip.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically BP Earth was talking about this. I didn't watch it, but he was talking about it and what it meant, and it's getting close to the end times.
Yeah.
I'm not being a doomsayer, but if you think about it, if you read the Bible and if you read
Mm-hmm.
Daniel or if you
Yeah.
read Revelations, which is at the end of the Bible, then this stuff, especially in Daniel, what
Mm-hmm.
all he talks about is one of them said that he's seen a machine flying, and this is before airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
The hand or forehead. I always thought it was the yeah. You're right. You're right. I always thought it was the back of the neck, but that could be right. Wrong. Yeah, they do genetically alter corn,
I think there's a
and
genetic, GMO apples.
yeah, they do
I
genetically
think,
alter apples. They do now. They've been doing it for a while.
yeah,
Altered tomatoes. That's why they're red.
yeah,
They mess with a lot of our ancestral stuff, man.
yeah.
Screwed up, ain't it?
Pretty soon there won't be any organic food left.
Mm-mm.
They keep that.
There
Plus
won't
the
be nothing
bees.
non. Yeah, the bees
Yeah,
are dying
and
off. They don't know why that.
yeah, most of our food comes from the bees.
Oh yeah, a lot of the pollination, a lot of the flowers, a lot of the plant, a lot of the trees,
Yeah,
everything comes from that animal.
yeah,
I mean, I got a cousin who's got his own beehive, and people are starting to
yeah.
keep beehives now,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to keep them alive. Thing is that our bees are genetically altered too,
Yeah,
and the thing is, what the government is doing a lot of this stuff to kill us
yeah,
off.
yeah. I think to go on, I'm going off a bit a tangent there. I think
Hmm.
that government will use a dogman and Sasquatch as to weed out the population by killing off their main supply of food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's why we're seeing them more and more.
yeah,
We're killing off their food as we progress. The Vault brought that up. He
yeah,
said someone asked him a question. The question was, "Do you think that we're seeing them more because we're closing into their population?"
yeah.
And Vault said, "Yeah, of course."
Plus, those Sasquatches are dangerous when they're hungry. When they're hungry, they act like wind devils.
Yeah, well, put it this way: they do intrude on people's places. They intrude on people's backyards, trash,
Yeah.
everything, and
Yeah.
it is our own fault that we're doing it. We're
Yeah.
killing off a species that we may never see until the last one's dead.
Yeah.
And thing is that what we don't know is that these things. If you remember what happened to our ancestors, well, my
Yeah.
ancestors, going back to my ancestors,
Yeah.
who when they slowly tried to kill them off, they fought back.
Yeah.
What happens
Yeah.
when Dogman, Bigfoot starts going to people's places and killing them? What's going to happen
Mm.
then?
I think the people,
Not a damn thing.
yeah. Plus, will get suppressed
Go
long
ahead.
as plus, plus the killings, the reports of killings will be suppressed long as possible.
They could try to suppress the story. They could try to say, "Oh, this person was ripped apart a bear like by a bear," like Fish said one time. That's what his
Yeah.
one of his reports was,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they told him to write up his report. When we know different, I'm not saying
Yeah.
stuff. I'm not taking anything from fault anybody or anything like that that's
Yeah.
hadn't been already been said. So that I'm
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm okay with them. But we
I
all
heard
heard
that.
that,
Yeah.
so
I
I'm
heard
not
some
saying
people.
something y'all don't know.
Yeah. And anyways, I heard some people say that people mention about the Bible when one fourth of the beast, when one fourth of humanity will be killed by the beast of the field.
Yeah.
In regards to Sasquatch and Dogman, it's kind of creepy.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I
Yeah.
mean, the Sasquatch and stuff like that. It's not just in the U.S. It's all over the world.
Yeah.
Dogman is, from what I know, is just in the U.S. From what I know. Now, Vault may tell you different. He may know more than me. Well, he actually
Yeah.
does know more than me. I will say that because that man is my mentor.
Yeah.
That man's he's a real good friend of mine. Hey, Jenny.
Yeah, Jane. Plus, Sasquatch has short fuse, gets mad easily. We do anything,
Yes,
it gets pissed off easily. That's why
you are a little late, Vamp. See what Vamp said.
yeah. So,
But I mean,
yeah.
to be honest, I
Yeah.
mean, this is my thing. I mean, I talk about
Mm-hmm.
my channel,
Yeah.
and I noticed when I put my first thing about sightings of Dogman,
Uh-huh.
a black Dogman. It's one of my
Right.
videos if you've never seen it. Um,
Uh-huh.
about a year ago, I think it was when I first started doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It was it immediately reached up to over 100, close to like 100 views.
Yeah.
The first day,
Yeah. Yeah.
the first day I popped it up there,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to be like one of those people who just talk about Dogman and stuff like that. I moved on to other things. The
Yeah.
thing that beat it, thing that beat all my videos to date is one about the Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll watch it later.
Yes, it's up to 100 and something views.
Nice.
It is one of my
Need more views.
highest. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was pretty short. Be safe,
Nice,
Lenny.
buddy.
Too much longer, anyways. It's getting close to 11 o'clock. I'm usually in bed, but I thought you guys
Mm-hmm.
deserved an hour-long stream
Yeah.
because y'all had to put up with my laptop, on my internet acting up, and me having to delete some.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad, Lenny. Anytime you want to come back, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean,
We should start that. We should do some random topics.
yeah, we could do. Hey, man, if you want to do something for me, I'll do something for you.
Yeah.
goes. That's trade for trade, man. It's what our ancestors used to do.
Yeah.
All right. But
Uh,
I'm not gonna close it out yet. I'm gonna give a few more minutes before we close out.
uh-huh.
But what do you guys? What do you think? I mean, could it possibly be that the government is doing experiments with Dogman and Bigfoot? But then, of course, they would deny it.
Probably. It's probably highly likely. Yeah.
Sounds,
Yeah.
but yeah, be honest, and I'm gonna say this before, and I'm gonna close it. But it's been
Mm-hmm.
great hanging out with you, Barry. I mean, I wish I had more time,
Yeah.
but I
Anytime then.
not next Sunday, but the Sunday after next. I'm doing it every other Sunday. I
Yeah.
will be doing another live stream, letting y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'll get all the. Will you join me when I first starting it, Lenny? Before I start it, about get 2 minutes before I start it. I'm gonna plan on starting at 9, but I plan on being back here
Mm.
around 8:30, a little bit after 8. Hopefully, not next Sunday, Sunday after it. Wow, that's a nice one, Wicked. Look at
Not bad.
that. Not
Yeah.
bad, really not bad for your first view, Wicked.
Pretty good actually. One view.
Hey, Wicked, man. Not next Sunday, Sunday after next. Would you got a mic? If you do, you could join us and talk about encounters or whatever.
Mm.
You didn't miss it, Jenny. Well, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But you will
Yeah.
be. I will be up next. It will be able to see y'all as soon as I get up. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Barry leave. It's only 9 minutes. Yes. Nice. Hey, 9 minutes. It don't matter. If you want to hear your story,
Yeah.
go right ahead,
Shoot. Yeah.
and that's cool. But Sunday after next, guys, I will be
Yeah.
back on here. So
Yeah.
will Barry and
I'll be here then.
Wicked. Hopefully, I'll have everything set up right, and hopefully
Yeah.
that program I deleted won't cause any more trouble. But all right, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Good night.
And sweet
God
dreams.
bless.
Ciao.
All right, Barry.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna close out. Stop the broadcast.